Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. So we're going to do a little walkthrough of two different admin dashboards today. And then we'll be talking about kind of using the insights from those admin dashboards to further support instructors and students. So one area we're going to start with is the multimedia admin panel. So this is where you're going to locate it. And I'm going to walk you through this live too. And we're following that, we'll look into the interactivity admin dashboard too. So that little drop down in the top left corner is how we're going to navigate from one to the other. So if you want to work alongside me today and check out your admin dashboards with me, I invite you to log in to wevideo.com first, and then we can take a look side by side. So I'll give you just a second to get set up, and then we'll get rolling. And if you don't have your login handy, that would be wevideo.com/sign-in. Maybe Taylor, you can throw that in the chat. That'd be great. And just a little fast forward here. So what I'm hoping to come over to is after we look at some of these dashboard insights, is as we kind of go through there, we're going to talk through ways that we can use those insights to support organization training and professional learning, distribute resources, and further encourage power users of the product. So over here in my account, I'm going to start from my kind of multimedia side of the house. Some people have one or the other, some people have both. So hopefully whatever product you use of Weave Videos, multimedia or interactivity, you're going to glean something from this session today on how to use the admin insights. So from within multimedia, if I go to this little drop down and I'm an admin, then I'll have access to this extra admin section. Again, only admin are going to have that available. And from here, I have a few different locations I can navigate to. I'm just going to show you a few of these today before we head over to interactivity. The ones that I find to be the most valuable are, first of all, the members section. Of course, I can see who currently is a member of this account, who holds a license and what kind of license they hold, right? Whether that's an admin, an instructor, or a student. But when I come in here, I'm not necessarily wanting to go through the list of users. I'm kind of wanting to glean some information from this. So like something that is really helpful for me is I can kind of take a look at who are my power users right now, who's getting the most value from this license. One way I tell that is through the storage used. So we can come over and sort by that storage used and see who those top users are. I might use this information and kind of note these top users because maybe I want to pull them in on, some sort of train the trainer or workshop to kind of share their stories of how they use it. So we know peers definitely want to hear from each other more than they want to hear from their admin or even a vendor coming in for a training. It's also interesting to kind of look at the active classes because they might be setting up multiple classes to support their learners. So it's really interesting information for me to see like, wow, you have 74 classes. You must be implementing this a lot across your courses or, year to year. And we're back up here. So in addition to the members, you also have the settings section. And while I'm not going to go through every single setting because we have a whole lot in here, I do want to just show you how this is structured. So you can look at settings from a global view, from admin, teacher, or student view. And you can even create like custom roles as well, which is why we're seeing an additional one below. So you can go through and set permissions specific to each group of users. The last one I want to show in here is the report section. So this is going to show you just kind of a snapshot of how the licenses are being used from month to month. So I do have to do this drop down and look at the month that I'm interested in. And I can compare, by toggling over to different months. You can even show all time data from the very bottom. So this can be a helpful spot to glean some information. All right. So this is the multimedia admin dashboard. I'm going to head over to the interactivity one here. This is our newer space of interactivity. And while we're in here, this admin tab, this is what is specific to, just those admin roles. Instructors are not going to have access to this. At first, it doesn't look like a whole lot's going on here. You do have to actually click these boxes to load the data, and it'll show the time frame or the range that's listed up here. It's always going to go back to the most recent August 1st date. So if that's not what you're interested in, you can clear the dates here and select the new date range that you want. So maybe I want to come back and look at August of 2024 to 25, for example. Then I'll go ahead and click those boxes. So in this admin snapshot section of my account, this is going to give you kind of the historical trends or the most engaged instructors, courses, or interactive videos. I also love to be able to see the active students and see kind of how this product is scaling out across the university or district. I can see active students, I can see engagement hours, and these are cumulative, right? So since my August 1st date, this is adding up, and I can actually hover over all these data points to see that cumulative total. You can do the same thing for interactive videos delivered, which is essentially like an open rate for your interactive videos, and you can see how many have been created as well. Last one is playlists. So playlists, again, are those it's kind of like a container to curate multiple interactive videos and other resources too. Everybody has access to that in that the left side panel if you have interactivity. So we give you data on that too. And along the right side, you can see the most engaged classes. So we give you the top 5 most engaged classes ranked by engagement hours. And you can click into these too to see what kinds of content are being assigned and how much. You can see the same thing for the most viewed interactive videos and who are the top creators at your institution. I work with a lot of universities and districts who actually take this information and do shout outs across their district or university to try to help build that awareness, increase that morale, just give people kudos for doing the hard work. And that can encourage people to reach out to those top users and get some insights as well. So that's just within the admin snapshot here. But you have 4 other tabs along the top to get some more information. Organizations, I'm going to pass over because some people only have one organization, and that's not going to give us the most bang for our buck today. But I do want to show you a quick instructor in Media Library. In our instructor tab, similar to when we were looking at the admin section for the multimedia admin overview, we can see everyone who has an interactivity account or who's used interactivity. And I can also do some filtering by the interactive videos that they've built to see who are those top creators, top users. And if you ever need to do any troubleshooting, there's also a way to log in as an instructor and provide support. Finally, in the media library, this gives you full transparency into all of the interactive videos that are being created at your institution. So we can get a sense of how valuable this product is. And again, this is also helpful from a troubleshooting point of view too. So we can click on these thumbnails and we have lots of options to support with collaboration, adjust settings, and so on. So that's kind of the quick nitty gritty of how to use this admin dashboard. I do want to point out one more thing while I'm here. I do have some institutions that do a lot of collaboration as admin groups. Maybe they're creating professional learning trainings. Maybe they are creating courses. If your admins are collaborating together, you can actually use what we call the tree view to organize your content, kind of like you have like a shared Google Drive if you're familiar with Google setup. You know, you're all organizing this content together. And so you're seeing the same thing here. It doesn't affect anything about your links. It's just a helpful way to stay organized as a team. All right. So again, with this information in the admin dashboard, we try to help you by setting up organized training and professional learning. So we could use this to see, maybe like who's logged in but hasn't created anything. Let's organize a professional learning opportunity for them. Or who's needing resources, right? We can target those people that are maybe struggling a little bit more. Again, they have an account, but maybe they haven't used anything. We can send out resources to them. We can also encourage those power users or people who are inspired by those power users by giving those shout outs. Right? It could just be like, kudos to your top power user. Wow, this person's created so much content and had a huge impact at our institution with the interactive content they've created. Talking about resource, kind of get the ball rolling. We have, if you're working with a customer success manager at WeVideo for either multimedia or interactivity, or maybe it's both, we have training menus set up so that you can work with your customer success manager and organize those. So we can come in and do that heavy lifting for you to help bring instructors up to speed on using the product. But if you are if you don't work with a customer success manager or you want to do some in-house training, we also have these kind of trainings in a box, essentially, to help you do that too. And Taylor, if you wouldn't mind throwing those links into the chat, that would be helpful. We have one for both of the platforms. So they're pre-built, ready to go. You don't have to know a lot to be able to run through these trainings. They're all scripted and have, the video walkthroughs and everything. All right, Taylor, I'm going to pass this off to you.
All righty. Thanks so much, Steph, for that comprehensive overview of the admin dashboard and how to access it and some really key features that can be utilized by admins. I've dropped in the chat and I've made a little button on the screen of how you can access today's slides. All of the resources are going to be in the notes section of those slides. So those are yours to keep and use. I also just wanted to ask a quick question from what you've heard from Steph so far. How are you mostly using the admin panel on a regular basis? So you're going to see a poll appear here soon, and just select how you may be currently using it. And then hopefully one of these other ways is something that you've learned new today so far. So we could have been using it for data, managing members, settings. I see some people who are answering in here. Awesome. And we are going to be checking who has been active in the chat and the polls to figure out who is going to win our WeVideo swag today. I'll give everyone about 10 more seconds. Awesome. It looks like we have a lot of people using it in different ways already. And we went over a lot of ways that people already maybe aren't using. So that's really great feedback to hear there. Super excited to keep it moving. And we're going to talk next about communication techniques. So WeVideo offers so many robust resources and ways to educate your instructors and students about our platform and how to use it. Sometimes as an admin of the account, you're probably wondering, what is the best way to tell my teachers or instructors about this? Jerry, thanks so much for joining. We'll make sure you get the recording as well. And so some different communication techniques include web page resource hubs, monthly email newsletters, professional learning courses in your learning management systems. So I'm going to show you a couple examples on how you could utilize these through your organization as well. So first, we see a lot of customers who are using a tech resource page. So I've gone in and created a sample tech resource page, like you can see here. And I'm going to open up what this looks like. In your copy of the slides, you'll also see that you have the ability to copy this template as well. So this template is free for you to use and was created by our team. So within this, you can see that I've put sections for all of the different support resources. We even have that creator of the month, like Steph was talking about earlier. So you'll see that you have getting started resources, an overview of what that tool is, some infographics that are easy to use, and then some things that you can try with your learners as well. I really like the tech resource page approach, because once you set something up like this, you just would update it monthly based on resources you receive in our newsletter or from your customer success manager. And it's a really great place for people to keep going back to reference what resources they may need or that they utilize more often. The next way we see a lot of people communicating out resources and platform education on a regular basis is just a monthly tech newsletter. So you can see here, I've created a little sample, same thing within the notes section in your slides. You're going to be able to copy this if you like this structure and want to use it or edit it for your own use. But you'll see that I've put what's new and linked some articles about our new features. You may use other tech tools as well that you want to include in that monthly newsletter. And then linked some top of mind resources for that month. So for September, I made you like the WeVideo Back to School Toolkit, our onboarding page, and then you can highlight your teacher spotlight with their school, their grade, or their content area, and then link their assignment. Instructors really like to see each other's content and learn from each other. So sometimes I'll even ask the instructor, can we include your email if people have questions? This is really going to help build thought leadership in your organization or district and get people really excited about using the tool. And then the last way we've seen communication and resource hubs being utilized is from an LMS professional learning page. So I've created an example here where you can really just section it out. In this way, I did learn to use WeVideo, WeVideo resources, and then WeVideo support. Under each of these, there's different resources like that you've seen on that tech page or newsletter, but just organized in a different way. I've also added in some like technical resolution steps here so that, you know, when people are reaching out to you, you can actually use this as the hub, and then put a discussion in there for teachers to collaborate and share ideas with each other and ask questions as well. So just 3 different ways that you can really communicate out and market our tool to your organization to get people really excited about using it and feel really confident and supported in using that. So I'm going to send out another poll. For this poll, which of these communication methods would you find most valuable? And this is going to launch in 3, 2, 1. So you'll see web page, newsletter, and LMS professional learning page are the 3 options if you'd like to vote on our poll here. I see someone who has voted for newsletter. Newsletters are really great because you can really modify and make the content specific to monthly initiatives that you have in your organization. I see people voting for web page, LMS professional learning page. All of these are such great ways that you can organize resources and give people a chance to dive into them at their own pace. And I'm going to go about 10 more seconds to answer the poll. Looks like our highest votes were for the newsletter. Thanks everyone for engaging with that. So now we're going to talk about some of the resources that we shared today. You'll find these all in the slides as well. But these are all going to be things that are going to be really awesome to include in any way that you're communicating out or when you're using that admin dashboard to gain more insights. So you'll see. One is our onboarding page. This is going to be an extremely valuable resource, especially for not only new users, but new users, because it's going to have different pathways based on what they're trying to learn about. So you'll have multimedia creation, part 1, which goes into navigating the multimedia space, as well as uploading media. Multimedia creation, part 2, is going to be that video editing and exporting. We'll have a specific creating WeVideo classrooms, and this is going to be how to utilize and create assignments within that WeVideo classroom space and assign those out to learners for them to complete their video projects. And then we're going to have a section for interactivity as well. These are all going to be really great to share out with your instructors. And on the administrative end, we have 2 playlists that are going to be for interactivity and multimedia creation as well. So you'll see your 2 playlists under for administrators that can be helpful when learning more about your admin capabilities. We also have a video library, which has 30-second to 2-minute tutorials on how to complete pretty much everything in the platform. So this is a great place if you know that instructors are really privy to video learning. This is a great place to send them. We also have getting started with WeVideo Classroom and getting started with interactivity. These are really awesome because you can just send them in a link form. They can download them, and all of the videos that they need for those basic steps to get started are linked on those infographics. We also have our support help center where you're going to be able to search for specific things that you may be wondering or need to learn about. It's going to give you articles with step-by-step directions, screenshots, videos, all of the things to learn more. And then also our WeVideo Academy to extend your learning beyond that initial onboarding page. This is going to have more advanced resources as well as a wider variety of different types of resources available for you. And then you can always check out our upcoming events at wevideo.com/events. It's going to have all of our webinars and in-person events that we'll be attending. So want to open the floor to see if there are any questions today. And then we will see who our winner is of our swag bag. I do see one question in the Q&A about if interactivity is not available in your menu. This may be because it's not included in your current license. So interactivity is a license add-on. So you will want to, if you're interested in trialing that, you can email success@wevideo.com and they can give you a trial. or if you are part of the purchasing team at your district or organization, you can email them and let them know that you're interested in getting that added onto your license, and they'll go over licensing options with you. All right, any other questions? Awesome. I'm going to randomly select a winner. If they're still here, I'm going to need their emails. If you are selected for our swag, and your name is put in the chat, please make sure you give me your email so that we can make sure we connect you to our events person to get that sent over to you. So if you are still with us, make sure you drop your email in the chat. Thank you, Stephanie. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You're welcome, Pam, Hope. Thanks so much for joining us. Awesome. Reginald Parker, are you still with us at the end of the webinar? I know we're about to have to pick another winner. Let's see. Put the names back in the random selector. Give me 1 second. Right. I'm going to share this so you can see. All right, we'll click to spin. All right, Chris, I got your email in the chat, and you will be getting an email from our team so that they can find out where to send you your swag. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at success@wevideo.com, and we'll be happy to help you with any questions or adding anything for interactivity to your account. Congrats, Chris. Lots of fun in the chat today. Thank you all so much, and we hope to see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.